Welcome to the virtual and to everyone, and welcome to there you go. Hello. So at the time of this recording, it's a beautiful morning. I'm in Costa Rica, where it's about to be 30 degrees. And Charmy, where are you?
Well, I'm still in Canada, in the beautiful province of Quebec. This morning it was like 7. I think it's gonna be 15 today, so it's a
That's
nice
still
fall weather.
It is beautiful colors, and just the reason for this comment is more like enjoy life wherever you are, find some positive things, and look at maybe some things that cheer you up and bright and different things. So today
Yeah,
we're actually talking about branding, Charmy, and you love that topic. I think it's very important. At Innovate and many other places, we've helped influence brands and styles. And can you tell us a bit more about your view on branding, Charmy?
yeah. So I love branding, especially like when you're creating a new company, because it really, you take the time to reflect what kind of vision you have for the company and how you want people to perceive you, what your mission is. And it's not just colors and fonts, it's a lot of things, right? Like what type of emotions does your brand evoke for people? So it's a lot of things altogether. And yeah, it's at the same time you're getting to know yourself as well. So that's why I love branding. It's like an experiment at the same time.
It really is, and that's why, like, when we have brand colors and fonts, usually there's like dominant colors and dominant fonts, and then there's secondary colors and fonts. But as the brand evolves, maybe your story changes, and maybe a color that was secondary grows. Like if we look at our Innovate logo, it's black and orange, or is it blue and orange? I can't remember.
We have different colors, right? So
Okay.
yeah.
So the one on screen here, it's black and orange, and then the orange is secondary. But let's say we take a different focus, we could expand the orange, have more orange in our logo, and that kind of changes the style and the tone. It's also in the messaging, like you said, the emotions that sells. People don't like being sold to; they like to buy. Well, anyway,
Yes.
I like to buy. I don't like a salesman. Like you go check out a car and they come and they want to sell you stuff. I
I
like to
know.
look at cars or whatever and buy. So branding does that as well.
Yeah, and it's also I find it makes your life easier as well, especially when you're building a company, a business. At least you have an idea what colors and font. It's especially when you start doing networking events as well, right? They're gonna
Yes.
recognize you more. They're gonna remember you more. Because if you don't have a brand, people are probably gonna forget you. And there's so much, in social media. There's so much traffic going on.
Noise.
That's it. There's so much noise, right? So like as long as you have like a more consistent brand, I find it makes it a lot easier for you as well.
You do. And let's say you're really starting out. Like when I first started out, I used to wear a bow tie to all networking events, and people remembered that. Oh yeah, you're the bow tie guy. Do something. If you don't have a business card yet or a logo, find something. Like if you're a woman, wear, I don't know, colorful glasses. My wife, for years, she always had red eyeglasses.
Oh
That
wow.
was her trademark, always bright red. And then she finally moved away from it. But for years, it was red. And she loved the red and the red lipstick. People recognized that. She's like, oh, yeah, the tall blonde with the red glasses. And then they remembered her. So make yourself memorable. And then the same applies to your company and your tone and consistency. That's another big one. That's why Charmy and I were disciplined. Every
Mhm.
Wednesday, 9 a.m., we have our date now on going live on social media. And it's very important to do that consistently. And it's part of branding as well.
Yeah, and that's so important. A lot of people ask one of the most important things when you're building a business or even in life in general, like even like exercise or having a good
Yes,
diet. It's not really trying different things. It's actually consistently doing the same thing to make sure that it works, right?
over and over. It's repetition, just like
Yeah.
songs. Think about the radio. They say, oh, this is a brand new song. And you listen to it the first time, okay, whatever. and then they start repeating it throughout the day over weeks, and then you may learn to hate it or love it. And sometimes you love it. I don't know how you are, Charmy, but for me, if I like a song right from the start, I get tired of it very quickly.
Oh
If I
wow.
don't love it, but after a while it grows on me, then I like it for years. So I don't know if you're like that, but
That's funny. I find for me like I remember things that are different. I think a lot of people like that. So when you're looking at branding, try to think of something that makes you very different from other people as well. It's
yes.
it's try not to be so the same as everyone else that people won't remember you. So that's another important thing. I think that's another important thing being part of a company, right? It's and you'll see, you'll know exactly the companies. Like McDonald's, for example, has the best brand, like one of the best brandings, like with the golden arches. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
which country you're in, you're gonna know where McDonald's is. So, and that's part of their
Yes.
branding.
Oh, you recognize them. They glow in the dark. We have McDonald's here not too far from where I live, and it's the exact same thing, unfortunately. Yep, you see the arches. Walmart, there's a huge Walmart sign. Same idea. It's like the blue and the sun thing, and you remember that. So how do you,
Mhm.
like you said, how do you make yourself memorable in a logo, in colors, fonts, and a website? So the whole image has to follow through. It's got to be on
Yes.
your site. It's got to be on your business cards if you have some. If you have a car, you could potentially brand it. There's magnetic signs you can put on. Think of ways you can brand yourselves and your business, and then our team can help you do that because we're not all branding experts. I come from a marketing background, but I don't like spending hours looking at logos and fonts and colors.
And it's nice to have somebody give you ideas as well. I find
Yeah,
it's one of those things that it's hard to do alone. Like what you choose a color and a font, but it's nice to have somebody who has more experience saying, well, this font is a bit stronger, these colors are more fun and more lively. And we've done that, like a few of our clients we've worked with. And we interviewed her. So if you ever want to look back, like Kelsey, there's a part of her branding that we did her colors because she's very she talks about how infusing more fun and joy in your life, and you'll see that in her branding. You'll see the vibrant colors. So it's
yeah.
important to think of that as well.
No, and that's great point. Like you said, sometimes you have a vision and then you show it to someone else, which is why it's important to have a team. And then they're like, "Oh, it doesn't read that way at all." Like maybe you went a bit more creative, and the font is
Yeah,
hard to read, or accessibility. A lot of people don't think about that, but higher contrast, more people can see things, especially maybe some older generations or somebody that's got a slight visual impairment. That's one thing. Cultures as well. So Canada is a melting pot. There's so many cultures. Things like a good word might seem good to you, but in a certain language, maybe it's not so good. So um, there's like some very famous branding mishaps, like the Pinto car that was branded years ago. That not a good word. It's not a very good name. And there's other things I've seen in other countries, and it wouldn't work. So that's another thing is the cultural difference. It's good to compare how do people perceive your brand and your message.
that's it. Yes, and then don't be afraid of experimenting, especially in the beginning. It is, it's an experiment. You're trying to see what works for you and what works for your audience. And you'll see some people will like one more than the other, and it's also one way of filtering your audience, I would say. When you're starting a business, you kind of have playing along which part of and this is what's nice when you have your own company, Francois, right? Like for people who've
Yes,
worked in a company, like I remember I was in banking for 20 years, so I didn't have a choice. I served the clients that the bank gave me. So
that's it.
it doesn't matter the personality, but when you create your own company, you can actually tailor it to the type of ideal client you want. And part of that
Yes.
is the branding and the messaging, right? You're filtering the audience that you want to work with.
Yep, and you end up attracting, those people as well that will associate with your values and your strengths and what you're trying to promote. So let me share my screen. I want to, for those that will be listening to this in audio only, you'll have to refer to the video interview. But let me
Yeah.
just share this, and I'll share our website.
Yes.
There you go. So can you see the site now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, we have a pop-up. So we have, anyway, I guess this has to be removed because it's not happening, but there you go.
Yeah.
Pop-up that was prepared. So if you were hosting a webinar, which we were, and here are some branding elements. So you can see our brand colors. The orange here takes a bit more of a dominant place. Our pictures, so we had some photography done, and it's always kind of the same format. So these are really good, and to have a pop-up on your website is important because you can capture somebody's attention as well. So they were visiting our website, and then people, we got their information, so we can market to them, to you, our listeners.
Yeah.
And then our website, there you go. So we have our video as well, and the video kind of follows the branding. It's funny, I chose a blue, and there's a little bit of orange. I don't know if you had orange, Charmy. No, you had blue
Yeah.
as
I
well.
have
So
white.
yeah,
But white
white
is
and
one of the
blue.
colors.
So there you go. So we were kind of branded even in our clothing somewhat, and then the website as well. So you can see there's different fonts as well. Like here, this is one font. And then for more text, you choose a simpler font because this would be hard to read like a whole paragraph. And I
Yeah.
don't know if you had other comments about our website.
Yeah, well, what's nice is we did work with our VA for this one. So what she does is she actually creates a branding kit. So in that branding kit, you'll have the colors, the main colors and the secondary colors, as well as your font. So you follow that, and it's so much easier when you're creating your website, when you're creating your business card, and even your email signatures. And it's consistent, and I find it looks a lot better and more professional as well, right? Because people can recognize when you've actually done the extra work of creating a brand for your company.
And you can tell, like, even the photography that was chosen on the website, it's all kind of a consistent style. Like you can see the people, it's a friendly approach, teamwork. So again, here, very, very clean lines as well. Very, sorry. Yeah, it's just more simple. Oh, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised by the yellow here at the bottom, but there you go. It's nice to have surprises on the website. So as you go, there's always something interesting as well. So next week, we're talking about websites,
Yes.
and we'll dig further into this. But for branding, we even have some guides. I think, do we have a branding guide? No.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we have.
Delegation. Oh, marketing checklist. There you go.
Yes.
So it's free. Check it out, download it. There's some great ideas, including branding and how to get things done, because you're an expert at certain things, but not everything. So like you
Yeah,
can't be a
leverage.
branding expert and everything else. So
Yeah, and it's too much, honestly. And it's not even, it's not only are you not the expert, but also will take you a lot longer. And as an entrepreneur, I
yes.
find time is your most precious resource right now. So you don't want to be spending a few days just thinking of branding. It is actually something you could probably do within a day or so, and that's what we do really.
Yeah.
When you create your branding kit with our VA, we just look at what kind of messaging you want to do, what are the colors that resonate with you and your audience, and the branding kit, you can pretty much have it within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, it's actually fairly quick, and what's nice too, it can be anywhere. Like that's the advantage of Innovate VA Corp. I've helped people all over the world. Well, we've helped people all over the world, and doesn't matter where you are. It's all virtual anyway. So, and you can
Yes.
get merchandise as well if you want shirts, things like that. I mean, we can prepare the logos and the print files to match. So check it out, innovatevacorp.com, and check out our past interviews. Like you said, Charmy, we've interviewed many of our a few of our clients,
Yes.
and most
Yes.
of them have had some sort of branding discussion with us, maybe a revamp or a redirection of some kind, or the whole package, depending on the client. So those are
Yeah,
great
we've
services.
Yeah, we've done quite a few actually. We've had Stella, who we built her website. Mindy, we built her website and her branding. Kelsey is her branding and marketing. So we're actually like, there's quite a few things. You can check out our previous lives with our clients, and you'll have an idea how we can work together And it's actually a fun process as well. Like when you're working with somebody who does it, it's more fun than doing it by yourself. It's
Yeah, it
a lot
is.
less stressful too.
And you get some good feedback. So from our team, I'm thinking about our marketing team, which we have interviewed as well. So again, go back through our archives. You can meet our marketing team. So Jen, I've been working with her on a logo project. And then I sent it to her and she's like, no, remove this and change that. And then it made a huge difference. And I didn't see it because I'd been spending hours looking at the same thing. Well, now you have a fresh pair of eyes, and it really makes a difference. Now I have something that's way better than it was before.
Yeah, and then you can move forward in something like the other important parts of your business, which is, you know, generating sales, making sure
Yes,
that, you're creating your offer. So there you go.
exactly. So that's it for this week. So we spoke about branding. Make sure to check out our free resources at innovatevacorp.com, and we look forward to seeing you next week, where we're
Yes.
talking about websites and the importance of optimizing your website. We showed ours very quickly here, more for the branding side, but we'll talk about functionality, and we can show you some of our clients' sites as well. And if you'd like to be featured, send us a message. We'd love to see how maybe we can work with you and possibly help you with your business.
Yeah, definitely. Or, you want a website audit or branding audit, it's something we can do as well.
Exactly. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.